Okay, let's let's start with physics. Electric current. Okay, so the first topic we are going to cover is about charges. As we know that charges can be either in rest or in motion. If they are in motion, obviously they'll have electric current. They'll produce electric current. Like in case of lightning, there are clouds. So when these two clouds will collide, let's say they are having positive and negative charges. When the clouds will collide to each other, they'll produce lightning. So these lightning or these clouds have very high amount of electric current or the charges. There are also some examples like say torch and clock which produces electric current when we supply electricity to them. Second topic is electric current, which is our main topic under this chapter. So let's take a small area which is normal, standing normal. Let's say the charges move from positive to negative like this and again back. They are moving like this. So let's say whatever positive charges it is moving, it's Q positive, and whatever negative charges it is moving is Q negative. And the time it takes to move is T. So we can conclude that total charge is equals total charge, that is Q, is equals to Q positive minus Q negative. Since Q positive will move in forward direction and Q negative will move in backward direction. So this will be the formula. So from here we can conclude that I is equals to Q by T. This is the very first formula we have studied. So if the value of I is positive, then it means that it is moving in the forward direction, and if it is negative, then it means that it is moving in the backward direction. So we have concluded that I is the current, Q is the charge, and T is the time. So from here we have also got one equation, that is I is equals Q is equals to IT. Both are similar. Now, since currents can never be steady, they are not always steady, means they can move in any direction, in any speed, with any speed. So let's say that the Q has become delta Q, means there is some changes. T has become delta T, means there is infinitesimal amount of time difference. So we'll conclude that I is equals to limit delta T tending to 0 delta Q by delta T. ठीक है, I is equals to limit delta T tending to 0 delta Q by delta T. So this delta T is basically T plus delta T minus T. Whenever you will subtract it, you will get delta T. मीन्स इतने टाइम डिफरेंस, ये फाइनल हो गया, ये आपका इनिशियल हो गया, इतने टाइम डिफरेंस में डेल्टा टी आएगा. ठीक है. सो practically we'll use this formula, but theoretically we are going to use this formula. I is equals to Q by T or Q is equals to IT. Now, as I have already discussed that in lightning, the current is very huge, very high. And if you consider our nerves, in our nerves also electric current passes, but it's very, very, very small. Okay. So that's like there are different types of materials in which electric current flows, but they have different amperes. Yes, the unit of I is amperes. This is for current. Now let's move towards the third topic, that is electric current in conductors. These are very short topics, that's why I'm considering I'm just taking it as not getting it in detail. Electric current in conductors. For electric current, let's say for conductors, let's say we have Na, that is sodium. So the atomic number of sodium is 11. Now if we draw Np, this is nuclei, this is 2 electrons, then we have 8 electrons, and then we have 1 electron. Usually in atoms and molecules, the nuclei is bounded to the electrons. But in case of conductor, we can see that there is one free electron. So this free electron, when it will come under electric field, it will start moving. And if electron will move, then the charge will be created. So, like if there is a positive charge, there is a negative charge, and an electric field is applied between them, then they will start moving from positive to negative. This will be the direction. And if there is a free electron over here, which is free, then electric current will constitute. Okay? So this is the example of conductor, and if there is free electron over there. In our atmosphere also there is a layer known as ionosphere, in which there are ions. Ions means the positive and the negative charged ions, which constantly moves. So there is some sort of electric current present in atmosphere also. Okay? So as I've already discussed, if there is conductor and if there is a free electron and we apply electric field to it, electric field is basically the force which enables the electrons to move, and hence it will constitute into a electric current. Basically it's a kind of, it's in the case of metals. If it's, this is metal, if it's electrolytic solution, and if you provide electricity to it, then it has positive ion and negative ion both. Both will move to produce electricity. Like electroplating. What happens in electroplating is when we, let's say we put gold here, the bar of gold, and we put steel here. And I want this gold should cover the steel part. So we'll provide electricity to it. Like this. This is the solution. So all the positive and negative charges will move. It will move from here. It will go into the solution. It will get deposited on the steel. So in this way electroplating occurs. So in electrolyte solutions, both positive and negative ions participate. But in case of solid conductors, only electrons, free electrons take participation. So we have seen like sodium, calcium, these are some of the metals. Now let's discuss the cases if there is no electric field. Case 1, when no electric field. Capital E is for electric field. So what happens, let's say it's a piece of a conductor and there are some free electrons here. So whenever electrons move, they produce some thermal energy, some heat energy they produce. So due to that heat energy, the molecules or the electrons will keep on moving. The electrons will keep on moving. Let's say this electron will move here, it will collide with this electron, and now again with the same speed, it will move, but now in different direction. Similarly, this, if it was moving in this direction, after collision, it will move in this direction. So their speed will be same, but their directions will be different. So when we combine speed with direction, it becomes velocity. So we can say that the average velocity in this case is 0. If velocity is 0, then there will be no electric current. No electric current will be produced in this case, since there is no electric field also. Okay, so directions will be cancelled out. They are just moving due to thermal heat or the heat energy. Now let's say case 2, which is where we are applying electric field. So according to your NCERT, let's take a piece of conductor which is in the shape of a cylinder whose radius is r. Let's take two discs which is Q positive and this is Q negative. Two charges, two discs we are taking, and we are putting both the discs here on the cylinder, on the outer part of the cylinder. So Q positive and Q negative we are taking. Now when we are providing electric field to this piece of conductor, so the charges will start moving from positive to negative. They are moving from positive to negative. And electrons, due to this force of electric field, electrons will try to neutralize it, so they will move in the opposite direction, in the reverse direction, in the backward direction. If the charges are moving from positive to negative, then electron will move in opposite direction to neutralize the effect it is produced by electric field. So when electron will move, it will constitute current. It will produce current. Simple. So this is the case when electric field is applied. Whenever you will apply electric field, electric current will produce. But every time you cannot externally apply it. So we have to supply the charges constituently continuously we have to supply the charges. So that will constitute electric current, like in the case of batteries. Batteries will produce electric current whenever they are attached to any material. Clear? So let's move towards next topic, that is our Ohm's law. Very, very important topic. Most of the questions you will get in your exams will be from Ohm's law. And there are various types of formulas which we are going to use here for derivations also and for a numerical purpose also. So I would suggest you to make a note of the formulas, keep it one side, and whenever you solve the questions, it might help you in that case. So let's take a piece of conductor. Let's say the current I is flowing through it and the potential difference at the end is V. Potential difference means the work that has to be done while when the currents are flowing. Okay? It's basically the work. Potential difference is the work, voltage V. So this is a conductor and I and V are the current and potential difference respectively. So according to Ohm's law, which was I think invented by G.S. Ohm. Yes, G.S. Ohm. So according to him, V is equals to, V is directly proportional to I. If we'll increase the current, then automatically the voltage will increase, the potential difference will increase. So to balance this, we put a constant V is equals to IR. R is the resistance, which is whose unit is ohm. 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 This is resistance and its unit is ohm. So V is equals to IR. Now R is resistance and it depends on the material by which this conductor is made and also on the dimensions. Dimensions means length, breadth and height. So if material changes, the resistance will change. If you are taking any substance which is made up of the same material, like two substances you are taking and it is made up of the same material but of different length or different cross-sectional area, then its resistance will change. Now let's see how. Let's take a substance or a piece of conductor whose length is L. The area of the cross-sectional area is A and there is a current I and potential difference of V. Now what I want is, I just want to add one more piece of conductor or the rectangular slab. So it will become like this. Some sort of like this. So now L is double. Okay, I is same, V is also same. V in this and this both are same, but from here to here the V will be 2V because now it has to work double. So that is why the potential difference will be 2 times 2V. Fine. Area is same. Cross sectional area is same A. So as we know that V is equals to IR. So in this case the potential difference will be 2V. I is same. Current does not have to do any work. So I will be same. And let's see R is this R is for this slab, and now we are going to provide the resistance for the combined slab. This is RC. So we can write here 2V by I is equals to RC. So from here we can get V by I is equals to R. So in place of V by I we can write 2R is equals to RC. So it means that if we are doubling the slab, then the resistance also get doubles. RC is equals to 2R. So from here we conclude that R is directly proportional to length. On doubling the length, the resistance also doubles. Clear? Now let's take another example where we are going to work on the cross-sectional area. So let's again take this slab, length A, cross-sectional area A, I and V, current and voltage both are same. Means we are just providing it. Now let's half it. Horizontally we are cutting the slab. So now the two slabs will be thinner. This and this. So length is same, I is same, means I current we are providing, which will be actually half. अभी तक करंट पूरे में फ्लो कर रहा था I, अब वो आधे आधे में फ्लो करेगा. सो इट विल बी I/2 एंड I/2. एंड वोल्टेज डिफरेंस जो दोनों के एंड का है दैट विल बी सेम बिकॉज बोथ द एंड्स आर स्टिल द सेम. So that is why the voltage will be same. Cross sectional area was A here, and here it will be A/2. So now let's see what happens. V is equals to IR according to our Ohm's law. So here V is equals to, V will be same, I will be I/2, and let's say here R is RH. RH means for horizontal, like this. So according to, okay, now what we can do, V by I is equals to, or 2VI is equals to RH. We can write it like this, and from here we know that V by I is equals to R. So 2R is equals to RH. So we have conclude from here that again the resistance get doubles, but on halving the area, cross sectional area. So it means that R is directly proportional to A. If you decrease the area, the resistance increases. It means they both are inversely proportional. So from this equation and from this equation, we conclude that R is directly proportional to L by A. Okay. So to remove this inversely proportional sign, we will put another constant, that is R is equals to rho L by A. This rho is called conductivity. Resistivity. Okay. It depends upon the material. The material changes, its resistivity changes. Okay. So now the series of formulas starts from here. We have seen that V is equals to IR. We have also seen that V is equals to I R. The value of R is rho L by A. I rho L by A. Okay. Another thing is, I think in the previous classes you have read about current density, that is J, which is equals to I by A. Means current density J is equals to current upon cross sectional area, whose unit is ampere by meter square, ampere per meter square. Another formula is of electric field. I'm discussing here because we have to use it here. Electric field E is equals to V by L. or V is equals to EL. Actually, we have got this formula from here. Voltage is equal to electric field into length. So E is equals to V by L. Now this formula we can use here. So V is equals to EL and I rho L by A. So I by A is J. So rho L J. So just cancel L. We have got E is equals to rho J. Also we know that rho is equals to 1 by sigma. This is conductivity. So in place of rho we can write E is equals to J by sigma, which means J is equals to sigma E. So here we have used many formulas like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the final Ohm's law we have got. Now let's summarize all the formulas once again, because this is very important. You have to use them in the questions, in the numericals. So the first formula was, which we have started actually, Ohm's law. V is equals to IR. We have also got R is equals to rho L by A. We have seen that current density is equals to J is equals to I by A. We have also seen the relation of electric field with potential difference, that is V is equals to EL. So from this and this we have got another equation, that is E is equals to rho J, and finally another Ohm's law we have got is J is equals to rho E. So these are the various formulas which we have studied and we are going to use in the numericals. Fine. If you have any doubt regarding these explanations, please feel free to ask me. Okay, let's move towards the fifth topic, that is, I suppose it's about drift velocity. Drift of electron and the origin of resistivity. I'm just taking the topics according to NCERT. So after my explanation of each topic, please read that topic also for better understanding. Otherwise, you'll forget it. So drift of electrons and the origin of resistivity. We are going to discuss two topics here. First is drift of electron. Drift means the movement of electrons. So obviously we are discussing about the movement. It means we are somewhere we are going to discuss about its velocity or the speed. Fine. So here also let's take a case 1, when there is no electric field. So what will happen if there is no electric field? As I've already discussed, if electrons are moving in different directions, then their speed will be same, but the directions will be different. So their velocity will be different. So after collision, the overall velocity will be 0. So since there are many number of electrons, let's say there are n electrons. Okay, they all are moving with some velocity, let's say vi. So if n is 1, then vi will be v1. If n is 2 means second electron, then vi will be v2. Similarly, for let's say n electron, for n electron, the velocity will be vn. Okay, so this n means total number of electrons and this vi means the sum of all the velocities, and this will be tending to 0. Since we have discussed velocities will be 0, directions are opposite, so they will cancel it out. So this will be written like the sum of all the velocities, which ranges from I to n, dividing by n will always give you 0. Because we know that, and now you'll say why we have divided it by n, because we know that average, the formula of average is equals to sum upon number of observations. So this is sum, this is divided by number of observations. So this is average, and average velocity will be 0 in case if there is no electric field. Okay, now let's take another case 2. case 2, when there is electric field. Okay. Here also we have taken two cases where there was one in case no electric field and here electric field. So this was the case of conductors, how electric current flows. And now here we are going to discuss about its speed or the velocities. Okay, fine. So here we are introducing a new formula, that is for acceleration. A is equals to acceleration, that is E by m. A is acceleration, E is the charge, capital E is the electric field, and m is the mass of the electron. And I suppose in the previous classes like 9, 10, you might have studied that final velocity is equals to initial velocity plus at from Newton's law. So we are just using this. Let's say electron has experienced a collision. So before collision, the time was t and the velocity was vi. But after collision, the time is ti and the velocity is vi. Okay? This is capital Vi, this is small vi. Okay? So putting these value in this equation, we get capital Vi is equals to small vi. In place of here A, we'll put this formula minus E by m into t. Okay? Since we know that the average of Vi, is 0. This is small vi, okay? This is small vi. The average of Vi is 0. So we get here Vi is equals to minus E by m and t. Okay? Okay. Now I am going to introduce one new symbol here. Average of Ti is equals to tau. This is new symbol, that is tau. Tau means the relaxation time or the average time between successive collisions. ठीक है, collisions लगातार होते जा रहे हैं तो उसमें कुछ time difference रहेगा, that is tau. This is called relaxation time. कितने देर के लिए उसको रिलैक्स वो कर रहा है बिफोर एंड आफ्टर कोलिशन. ठीक है, ये हो जाएगा. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस फॉर्मूला वी आर गेटिंग, इसका हम लोग अगर एवरेज लेते हैं तो ये हमें मिलेगा वी डी इज इक्वल्स टू माइनस ई और इसका भी एवरेज लेंगे तो ये हो जाएगा टाउ बाई एम. तो यहाँ से ये जो आया ये हमारा आया ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी. So drift velocity is dependent on electric field, tau, and inversely dependent on the mass. And here you can conclude that the drift velocity is independent of the time. This is another thing, this is relaxation time. It is talking about the time which it is actually taking for collision. ठीक है, तो वो उसके independent है. So there is no use of time t. So the overall the drift velocity is Vd is equals to minus E tau by m. This is the final formula for drift velocity. Okay. Now what we are going to consider here is this Vd velocity is very small. For electrons you cannot imagine a large amount of velocity or large amount of time. So we are going to work on the infinitesimal value. So let's take a conductor in which the electric field is applied in the opposite direction. And this is the cross-sectional area A. So this is A, and electric field is applying normally, perpendicularly. This is the length, let's say this is delta x, and we know speed is equals to distance upon time. So distance is equals to speed into time. So this is distance delta x, its speed is Vd, and its time is delta t. Now since we are working on very small values, on very small quantities, so delta t is the small amount of time which it is taking to move from one side to another side. So here we are getting d is equals to Vd into delta t. Since it depends on, since this is a vector value, so we are taking its mod value. Okay. Also, n is equals to number of free electrons per unit volume. Fine. Okay. Now let's take, as we know that charge is equals to n a Vd delta t. This is the formula. This formula has came from NaL. L is Vd into delta t. This is L. L is equals to Vd into delta t. So Na is equals to Vd delta t. So we can write, since our charge is negative, so we can write delta Q is equals to minus N EA Vd. Sorry. This. Okay? Charge, we have multiplied it here. E. And this minus sign, since electron is negative, means sorry, charge is negative, that is okay. So from we know that I is equals to Q by T, or we can say I is equals to delta Q by T for very small value, for very small amount. And so in place of delta Q, we can write I delta T is equals to minus Ne A Vd delta T. Here delta T will be cancelled, so I is equals to minus Ne A Vd. Okay, from here we know that Vd is equals to minus E tau by m. Vd is equals to minus E tau by m. Therefore, I is equals to minus Ne A minus E tau by m. So here E, tau and m are constant values, so we'll take it out. So it will become I is equals to minus Ne square A tau by m, and this will be E. Okay. Okay, you have heard about current density right now. J is equals to I by A. J is equals to I by A. So I is equals to JA. Here J is a vector quantity, so we are providing a mod value to it. So now we are putting this I is equals to JA here. JA is equals to minus Ne square A tau by m, and this is electric field. So A will be cancelled. So here we have got J is equals to minus Ne square tau by m E. Okay? So just removing the mod value and providing the vector sign, we get J is equals to Ne square upon m tau and E का वेक्टर साइन. ठीक है, अभी फॉर्मूलाज खत्म नहीं हुए हैं. लेट्स प्रोसीड टू अनदर फॉर्मूला. J is equals to rho E, we know, or we can write sigma. This is sigma. J is equals to sigma E, so we can write sigma is equals to J upon E. And from here you can say, see, J by E, which is equals to sigma. So we can directly write sigma is equals to Ne square tau by m. Here tau and n both are constant. So this is the final formula we have got. Drift of electron. ठीक है, कैसे हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे स्टार्ट किया, v की वैल्यू कैसे चलते चलते wherever we have value, we have form is still independent of sigma by m. Okay, this was example 3. Example 3.1 given, in which you find velocity. To find velocity, A is equals to 10 power minus 7 meter हुआ है, then is equals to 1.5 ampere, density is equals to 9 into 10 is to 3 kg per meter cube. You can convert into gram as 9 into 10 is to 6 gram per meter cube. Also, mass is given, which is 63.5 unit. Okay, we have to find VD. So we also have current. So VD and current are related like I is equals to minus EA VD. Now let's put value. I is equals to 1.5 and we don't know E. The value of E means the charge is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. This is E. So 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Area is 10 to the power minus 7 and VD we have to find. So here we are having two variables, N and VD. We need to find both. Since we have to find VD, let it be as it is. Then we are going to work on N. So first of all, let's solve it. 1.5 divided by N into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into 10 to the power minus 7 is equals to VD. So from here, VD is equals to 1.5 minus sign, minus 1.5 and into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 26. You can write it minus 1.5 into 10 to the power 26 and into 1.6. Both are correct, both are same. Okay, now we have to work on the value of N. So let's solve it here on the another page. Okay, we know that density is equals to mass upon volume. Okay, this is volume, not potential difference. And also we know that volume is equals to N, that is your Avogadro's number upon number of electron. This, I think this is the new formula for you, but this formula is also there. Volume is equals to Avogadro number upon N. So density is equals to mass upon volume will be N into N. Means M into N divided by N. The mass, now let's put value. Density is 9 into 10 to the power 3, 9 into 10 to the power 3, sorry 6. Mass is 63.5 and we don't know, and capital N is your Avogadro's number, that is 6 into 10 to the power 23. So from here N is equals to 9 into 10 to the power 6 into 6 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 63.5. So it will be 9 into 6 upon 63.5 into 10 to the power 29. Solve this. 9 is 54, so it will be something like 8.5 into 10 to the power 28. Will be small n. Now let's put its value over here. So small n will be capital VD. VD is equals to this. VD is equals to minus 1.5 into 10 to the power 26 divided by n. N is 8.5 into 10 to the power 28 into 1.6. ठीक है. So minus 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by 8.5 into 1.6. When you will solve, you will get it 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter per second, or you can write it as 1.2 millimeter per second. This is a complete solution for exercise 3.1. Now let's move towards another topic, that is your mobility. मोबिलिटी मीन्स जैसे हमारा मोबाइल होता है. मोबाइल क्या होता है? इट मूव्स फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. ठीक है. सिमिलरली देयर इज मोबिलिटी मीन्स टू मूव फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. So there are different materials in which different things or different particles are there which moves. So there are like three types. If you consider a case of metals, there are electrons which move. If you take the case of ionized gas, then electrons and the positive ions move. And if you take the case of electrolytic solution, which we have already discussed, here both positive ions and negative ions move. ठीक है, सब मूव करते हैं इसमें, मतलब इसमें पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव, जैसे इलेक्ट्रोप्लेटिंग का केस हम लोगों ने लिया था। तो जो हमारा मोबिलिटी होता है दैट इज म्यू, इट्स सिंबल इज म्यू एंड इट्स द फॉर्मूला इज Vd upon E. This is the formula. So Vd is meter per second and E is your voltage. So ठीक है, कैसे आया? E इज इक्वल्स टू जो होता है वो होता है V बाई M, इसीलिए ऐसा है मीटर स्क्वायर अपॉन पी एस। दिस इज स्मॉल एस, दिस इज कैपिटल एस। ठीक है, ये इसकी यूनिट होती है। ऑल्सो वी नो दैट Vd is equals to E tau E by M. So if we put this value here, we'll get mu is equals to E tau E by M into E. So E will be cancelled. So mu is equals to E tau by M. Both the formulas you can use according to your question. No problem. This is your velocity. Mobility. Mu is mobility, is electron charge, M is mass, and tau is your relaxation time. That is the average time of relaxation. Successive collision के बीच में जो time होता है that is tau. ठीक है, चलो next topic we are going to cover is 6 number, limitations of Ohm's law. बहुत बढ़िया लॉ है Ohm's law, लेकिन फिर भी there are some problems in Ohm's law. So let's consider the first case. Like if we say current and voltage both are applied in the same direction, but if you change the direction of voltage, then what you are expecting is that the direction of I will also be changed with the same magnitude, but this does not happen in the case of Ohm's law. The value of I gets changed. ठीक है, सो ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन हो जाएगा लेकिन साथ में मैग्नीट्यूड भी चेंज हो जाएगा, सो दैट डज नॉट होल्ड योर Ohm's law because it is saying that the first rule was V is directly proportional to I. ये नहीं होता इसमें, क्योंकि अगर आप V को चेंज करें उसका जस्ट डायरेक्शन, इसका मतलब क्या हो जाएगा कि माइनस V will be directly proportional to minus I, यही होना चाहिए सिंपल सा, बट ऑन चेंजिंग द डायरेक्शन ऑफ V द डायरेक्शन ऑफ I डज नॉट चेंज, मतलब मैग्नीट्यूड ही गलत हो जाएगा पूरा। सो दिस इज द लिमिटेशन, फर्स्ट लिमिटेशन। सेकेंड लिमिटेशन इज V इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू I, जो हमने यहाँ पे पढ़ा है, दैट डज नॉट ऑलवेज एग्जिस्ट। हर बार वो एग्जिस्ट नहीं होता है, टू सम एक्सटेंट इट जस्ट गेट वैनिशेस, खत्म होने लग जाता है। एंड लास्ट C इज फॉर द सेम करंट, एक ही करंट आप अप्लाई करो एक मटेरियल पे, यू आर गेटिंग डिफरेंट वोल्टेज, different potential difference. So how you can get here different potential differences if you are providing the same current? So again यहाँ पे ये खराब हो जाता है, जैसे कि मतलब लिमिटेशन होता है, जैसे कि let's say there is one semiconductor GaAs, that is gallium arsenide. Gallium arsenide. So in this case, when you provide the same current, you can get different voltage, different potential differences. So here are three main limitations. This does not always exist. Here on changing the voltage, the current gets changed, and here for only single value of current, you can get various potential differences. So these three limitations, these three are the limitations of the Ohm's law. Okay, now we are moving towards another very important topic, that is resistivity. और एक्चुअली मैं बता दूँ ना, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है, मज़ा आता है इसको करने में। एंड व्हेन यू सी द रेजिस्टर, तो उसको स्टडी करने में, उसको समझने में, इसमें एक टेबल रहेगा, कलर कोड्स का टेबल होता है, दैट यू हैव टू लर्न एंड देन ओनली यू कैन प्रोसीड विद द एक्सरसाइजेस, अदरवाइज नहीं हो पाएगा, सब क्वेश्चन गलत हो जाएगा। सो उसमें नंबर्स का खेल होता है एंड इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, बहुत मज़ा आता है इसको करने में, क्योंकि इट्स लाइक इफ द क्वेश्चन विल बी ऑफ 4 मार्क्स, यू कैन ईजिली विद इन अ सेकेंड यू कैन स्कोर दैट। ठीक है, तो हम रेजिस्टिविटी देखते हैं। देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मटेरियल्स। Those are conductors which are having the least resistivity. They can range from 10 is by minus 8 ohm meter to 10 is by minus 6 ohm meter. Next comes our insulators, which have very high amount of resistivity in them. It can range from 10 is by 5 to 10 is by 16 ohm meter. Then we have semiconductors whose resistivity can range from minus 10 is by minus 5 ohm meter to 10 raised to power 2 ohm meter, or you can say till 10 raised to power 5 ohm meter, no problem. ठीक है, ये अलग अलग होते हैं। तो इंसुलेटर्स, यू नो, दे आर रबर, प्लास्टिक्स, देयर आर वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ इंसुलेटर्स। Semiconductors, if we discuss about the case of semiconductors, to if you want to decrease the resistivity, either you can add impurity to it, जिसके लिए पूरा we have a new chapter semiconductors में you will study about different types of impurities which are going to add in semiconductors, and or you can increase the temperature. In both the cases you can decrease the resistivity of semiconductors, only semiconductors we are discussing here. तो ये हो गया उसकी resistivity के बारे में. Now we are going to study about resistors. इस टाइप का बहुत पतला सा होता है, मतलब समझ लीजिए इट्स लाइक दिस, ऐसे पतला सा होगा और ऐसे 2 वायर्स निकले होंगे एंड हियर विल बी 4 डिफरेंट कलर्स ऑफ बैंड. इतना पतला होता है ऐसे, ठीक है, वायर और लंबा होता है लाइक दिस. तो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू जूम इट एंड देन वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी. ठीक है, उसके पहले जस्ट लुक एट हियर. रेजिस्टर्स आर ऑफ 2 टाइप. फर्स्ट इज वायर बाउंड रेजिस्टर्स and another is carbon bound resistors, carbon resistors. So carbon resistors are very small, very small and cheap. And here we are going to study about the color code. As I have already told you, you have to learn the color codes. एक order होगा colors का, उसके आगे एक numbers लिखे होंगे that you have to learn with their multiplier and tolerance. Then only you can solve the question. ठीक है, ये हो गया. And there are wire bound resistors which are actually made up of alloy, and alloy is a substance which is a mixture of many types of materials. So here the wire bound alloys are made by manganese, constantan, nichrome, and there are some more. There are some more types of wire bound resistors. उसमें निकल भी होता है, कोबाल्ट भी होता है, ये सब चीज़ें होती हैं इसमें. ठीक है, so let's zoom this resistor. ठीक है, देयर आर 4 कलर बैंड्स, डिफरेंट कलर बैंड्स होते हैं. इसमें जो फर्स्ट 2 होता है ना, वो नंबर बताता है. मैं बताऊंगी कैसा नंबर. जो नेक्स्ट होता है दैट इज मल्टीप्लायर, एंड जो नेक्स्ट होता है दैट इज योर टॉलरेंस. अगर टॉलरेंस नहीं होगा, समटाइम्स इन सम केसेस ऑफ रेजिस्टर you will find that there are only 3 bands. So the last band, which is tolerance, is absent. So in absent means there is no color, so you can consider it 20%. 20% tolerance means no color. ठीक है, so let's take an example as given in your NCERT book. This. ठीक है, let's say this is orange, this is blue, this is yellow, and this is gold. So when you look at the number of orange and blue, orange is 3, blue is 6, and then for yellow you have to look its multiplier, which is 10 to the power 4, and for gold the tolerance is 5. So how will you write it? 3 and 6 will be written as 36. Multiplier means you have to multiply it by 10 to the power 4, and tolerance is 5, so we will write 5%. It's like this. 36 into 10 to the power 4 ohm with 5% tolerance. Okay, so basically there are different types of 4 bands are there present in resistor, which you have to whose color code you have to learn. बस इतना ही होता है, इतना ही होता है. इसके बेसिस पे यू हैव टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस. तो किसी किसी बैंड में किसी किसी क्वेश्चंस में ऐसे दे देगा कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू फाइंड द रेजिस्टर एंड देन यू हैव टू यूज द इक्वेशंस. कोई भी इक्वेशंस यू हैव टू यूज. तो इनिशियल यहीं से स्टार्टिंग यहीं से होता है. Let's move towards the last topic of today, and then for other topics I'll make another video for you. This is temperature dependence of रेजिस्टिविटी. मतलब कि क्या टेम्परेचर पे डिपेंडेंट होता है कि नहीं. यस, ऑब्वियसली टेम्परेचर पे डिपेंड होता है. सो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फॉर मेटल. मेटल के केस में डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है. इफ यू आर इंक्रीजिंग द टेम्परेचर देन रेजिस्टिविटी विल ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीज. एंड द फॉर्मूला इज रो टी इज इक्वल्स टू रो नॉट 1 प्लस अल्फा टी माइनस टी नॉट. दिस इज टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस. अल्फा इज योर कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेजिस्टिविटी. ठीक है, ये होता है. एंड दिस इज योर रेफरेंस टेम्परेचर. दिस इज योर रेजिस्टिविटी ऑफ टेम्परेचर. ठीक है. तो जो अल्फा होता है वो हमारे मेटल्स के केस में हमेशा का हमेशा पॉजिटिव होता है. हमेशा मेटल्स के केस में, क्योंकि वी आर एक्चुअली स्टडिंग अबाउट मेटल्स हियर राइट नाउ. तो मेटल्स के केस में अगर आप ग्राफ बनाओगे तो ये डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है. तो अगर दिस इज टी योर टेम्परेचर, दिस इज रो टी रेजिस्टिविटी ऑफ टेम्परेचर, देन इट विल ऑलवेज बी अ स्ट्रेट लाइन. यही अगर आप सेमीकंडक्टर का केस लोगे, सेमीकंडक्टर, सो इट विल बी लाइक दिस. क्योंकि इसमें एज वी हैव ऑलरेडी रेड हियर this decreasing the resistivity will increase the temperature. So both are inversely proportional. So resistivity is directly proportional to temperature. ठीक है. एक फॉर्मूला और था इसमें. ये rho is equals to 1 by sigma. Rho is equals to 1 by sigma. और एक फॉर्मूला था ये सिग्मा इज इक्वल्स टू एन ई स्क्वायर टाउ बाई एम. ये फॉर्मूला था. सो इन प्लेस ऑफ रो मीन्स लाइक वी कैन राइट रो इज इक्वल्स टू 1 बाई सिग्मा. तो इनवर्स हो जाएगा एम बाई एन ई स्क्वायर टाउ. एम इज इक्वल्स टू rho is equals to m upon n square tau. So you can see that rho is dependent on n and tau, inversely proportional. So if you increase the temperature, then average speed will increase. Obviously temperature बढ़ाओगे तो उसकी speed बढ़ जाएगी. So as the average speed will increase, its collision will increase. जितना उतना ज़्यादा collision होगा, and collision is inversely proportional to relaxation time. मैंने क्या बोला आपको, रिलैक्सेशन टाइम क्या होता है? सक्सेसिव जो टाइम डिफरेंस होता है बिटवीन द सक्सेसिव कोलिशन. तो ऑब्वियसली जब कोलिशन बढ़ेगा तो उसका जो टाइम डिफरेंस है वो कम हो जाएगा. ठीक है, इतना क्लियर. सो आई एम जस्ट एंडिंग इट ओवर हियर. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक्स आई विल कवर इट इन अनदर वीडियो. थैंक यू डियर.